Hi guys, back again. I thought I might share this with you. It's something I wrote as a poem and also a way of looking at helping us go through some self-development. So I call it The Journey Has Begun. You may ask, why is it so? Has the roller coaster hit the brick wall? The free ride is no longer. The backwash has now taken me down. You may ask, how has my ego failed me? The journey of self-discovery now begins. Unearth what understandings you may carry. The opportunity for the mind to reassess. Release emotional pain and clear the beliefs. That takes you on this roller coaster from past to present. So 5 small steps I consider that can help us. In times that most people go through, and it's very much recorded these days, there's a very high mental disability happening today, and COVID-19 is also very much stimulating that. So our mental health is skyrocketing big time. So I consider 5 small steps to help us. The first one, awareness of our actions. Most of the times our actions, being heated or frustrated, is a true indication that we are in some way dealing with some difficulty. Our mind is coming into a confrontation or a space that needs to be looked at. Why we're being triggered into having these reactions. So the first one is awareness. Awareness that we are having this experience, and we're not going to deny that it's someone else's fault. We have to look at why we are being triggered. Okay, the second one. Upon this, we should take ourselves not so seriously. If we look at being able to laugh at ourselves, so the reaction that we are having from someone either calling us names or putting us in a situation we're uncomfortable about, we need to see that this, on a lighter note, if we can laugh about this and not take it seriously, then those comments will have less effect on us. So we see ourselves in a different light. We don't see ourselves being judged, but in reality it forms a different perspective of how we can connect and how we see others see us. Okay, third, losing our expectations. So we balance our accord in when we consider that others are talking to us and we wish to also be acknowledged. But in the acknowledgement, we don't drive it to expectations. If we're going to have an expectation of seeing that this is where we want to be based on how we get there, that others suffer, or we put ourselves into a very challenging situation, those expectations will certainly knock you down a peg or two. There's nothing wrong with having goals, but goals again should be put into perspective, into a certain form of perspective. Not about, oh, I've got to beat my head to get this done. Invariably, some form of illness will probably come out of that, not to your benefit. Fourth one, losing ownership. Trying or wishing to control or push onto others without taking in the form of an exchange is going to be to your detriment. Ownership is not about having something that you've just bought and you feel that it's going to serve a purpose. Ownership is about having something over someone else in the sense that it makes you feel better. So there's a bit of a difference there. People see ownership as saying monetary, and I've got a nice big house or I've got a nice flash car. That can be seen as a projection of oneself in the sense that, oh, okay, it builds the ego, builds a facade of who that person is really about. But when we come to ownership and saying, I relate to that car because that's my status. In other words, that's a projection of how I wish to own a situation by making myself look with a rich car. It needs to be pegged down and needs to be reassessed. Number 5, accepting ourselves as being harmless. And this is where one of the sayings from Jesus is to actually enter into heaven is to go through the eye of the needle. So harmlessness is a big one for people to realize that to step into relationships, it is easier understanding that if you come from a grounding where you are harmless, then your relationship has a lot stronger opportunity of growing. On that note, I give you what we call the 4 A's. Awareness, acknowledgement, allowance, and acceptance. Those 4, if you look at them as a way of addressing an issue, it will help you move through a better understanding of where you're at and how you're feeling, and eventually you'll open up a lot more doorways in able to be connected to people and relationships and to understanding more of yourself. On that note, I'll catch you next time. Bye for now.